Hi, this is Mark with Right Line Trading. This is our evening newsletter, starting with this disclaimer that all signals and trading opportunities that we provide are for educational demonstration purposes only. Everyone should understand that trading in the markets involves substantial risk, and a person can lose a substantial amount of money. Always carefully consider your financial position prior to trading, and never risk more than you can afford to lose. Now, my recommendation for today is really a medicine that I'm really excited about. The company is VBIV, V as in Victor, B as in boy, I, V, and I've been watching it a long time because it's created the first hepatitis B vaccine that targets three antigenic areas on the hepatitis B virus. All the other current vaccines in use only target one. They require multiple doses to be effective. This vaccine only requires one dose. It is incredibly effective, close to 100% effective. Now, you can see I just watched it. It dropped from 3 all the way down here. Now, today, it just hit the shelves commercially here in the United States and is now ready to be prescribed by doctors. Now, no doctor is going to prescribe the hepatitis B vaccine currently on the market that has an efficacy rate maybe of 70% when you've got a vaccine with an efficacy rate close to 100%. The other vaccines are multiple doses, as I mentioned. This is one single dose. Now, this medicine is so effective. There's a tremendous push in the United States to make it one of a series of mandatory vaccines. So it's going to be a sort of a standard vaccine you get. Everyone gets immunized against polio. Most people against measles, mumps, and rubella with the MMR. These have been around forever. Hepatitis B vaccines also been around forever. This one is simply more effective. Now, hepatitis B is a horrific disease. It can be sexually transmitted. You can get it from a blood transfusion, or our blood is screened right now. So via blood transfusion in the United States, it's not going to happen. But you can get it on using a dirty needle. IV drug abusers get it. Also, there's just idiopathic cases that occur where really there's no clear-cut method of transmission. Now, it's indolent and remains in the body for close to a decade to 2 decades. So for 10 to 20 years, you're simply sitting with hepatitis B as essentially it turns your liver into a big mass of fibrosis. So that by the time that you eventually develop symptoms, it's too late. Your liver is dead, and what you need is a liver transplant. The problem is that you can't get one because you still have hepatitis B virus in your body. So it's essentially, at some point, a death warrant for an enormous number of people. Now, the number of people who have hepatitis B in the United States is thought to be about 20 million, but that may be way underreported. Because doctors don't routinely screen for hepatitis B. So this is a game-changing vaccine. Now, it caused VBIV to pop 13%, but it's got tremendous additional upside to it. Again, it's going to roll out to the market at about $80 a dose. I think they're going to have the representatives go around to doctors, making them aware of the fact that it's around, the old marketing stuff. And I think that the use rate among physicians is going to be exceedingly high, since it's such a safe general vaccine. And there is the push to make it a universally a universal vaccine, like I said, similar to polio. So there's a lot of upside left in VBIV. Now, I'm just checking right here, and it is optionable, but at $1.74 a share, I would recommend it as a purchase because really it has very little downside. I mean, its 52-week low, maybe all-time low, is $1.21, and as this hepatitis B vaccine catches on, its use is going to become, I think, very, very widespread. So I strongly recommend VBIV as maybe a long-term call position. I don't really. I personally wouldn't leverage it that way. I would leverage it as a long-term hold in your core portfolio because this is going to become a very, very widespread, a very, very commonly used vaccine. And as time passes, it's going to be used more and more. Remember, we're just talking about use in the United States. Its use worldwide is really going to be remarkable because hepatitis B in Africa and certain parts of Asia is just incredibly high. And a medicine like this would be of tremendous benefit. Everyone have a nice evening, and I look forward to talking with you tomorrow.